Hello, my little cranberry lobes. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Lisa Crow-Lazick. And yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. You can get bonus episodes of my Patreon podcast, The Friend Zone. And when I say it that way, it makes it sound like there's another podcast, but you can get bonus episodes of the Patreon one, which is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is there's a podcast you can get on Patreon. It's called The Friend Zone. In fact, one of the guests here today was just recently on it. And then there's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back with daily updates and whatnot. And you can submit carbohydrates and you can see behind the scenes content and get stuff early. It's real fun. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Also, I am on Substack. AllisonRosen.substack.com. I write about all sorts of stuff, much of it stuff I'm supposed to keep secret. Okay, I'd like to say hello to my guests. Jordan Morris, welcome back.
Oh my gosh, it's great to be back. I love to be back.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
You know, I know we only have Daniel for a hot second today. I had a question for the Rosen-Quantz household.
Oh.
Maybe I can ask it while Daniel's here.
Yeah. Let me say hello to everyone.
Say hello to Tony.
And then
Yes.
I love where your head is at.
No problem.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's true. We only have you for a little while.
Yeah,
We got to go pick up a kid.
that's right. Just got to go get him from school.
Our own.
Leave him at school. He'll learn some extra stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, hardship.
Sure.
Good. You live through.
He'll
Maybe
learn
like
not to-
times tables or something, but yeah,
Learn-
hardship's good
Maybe
too.
we're not always going to be around.
There you
Right.
go.
He'll learn to be less dependent.
There you go.
Maybe he'll learn to drive.
Grit.
Hi, Tony.
Hi. I didn't prepare a drop, so we're going to do a little something I'm going to call
Ooh.
drop roulette.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Oh, wow, it doesn't even look like penis.
It's true.
That's best case scenario, right? Jackpot.
Oh my God, Tony. How unfortunate for you that we just started a new segment called Drop Roulette.
Are you kidding me? That's the best news for me.
I want to play it again.
Push a random button.
Oh, shit. Really? That's so nice.
What I want everyone to know is that when we do this, Tony looks up in the
He
air.
doesn't cheat. He doesn't-
One
Yeah,
more-
no cheating.
One more Drop Roulette.
Yeah, I'll go to a different page.
It's almost
of,
like you're...
He's not faking it.
That didn't go well.
Okay, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound.
I ended up on the game sound effects, so let's try this instead.
But no, that's
I
where
don't have any issues with an anus ride.
Oh,
Obviously, we're in the Jackie Johnson file.
a lot of good Jackie jokes.
I love Drop Roulette. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think that is a drop. Yes, I turn the floor over to you,
Thank
Jordan.
you. Yes. So, as I'm sure you've talked about on the show a lot, y'all go pretty big for Halloween in your house. The kids love
No,
Halloween.
it's not me that does this. I'm a conscientious objector.
Okay. I was maybe wondering when I came over today, we're recording this, right on the lip of the winter holidays. Not a ton of winter holiday decorations up, or maybe there were and I missed them. Do you guys consciously not go as big for the winter holidays because...
You missed some. Well, we have the lights up.
Oh,
Did you not
And we have the
see the
Christmas tree.
candy canes
The candy canes
lined
lining-
up? The candy
Guess I
cane
missed
path.
them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
And the
we have-
lights in the bushes.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
you're not
maybe
gonna
it is
see
more of
those.
we're
It's
doing this in the
yeah.
daytime, but you guys do
Listen,
some winter holiday.
if it were up to our boss,
Elliot?
Elliot,
the boss of the family,
we would have a giant nutcracker in front. He wanted that really bad. It was too expensive.
Like an inflatable nutcracker?
No. At
the
Lowe's,
actual giant nuts.
at Lowe's, they have like for $300, they have an animatronic.
Oh my
nutcracker.
God.
No
It's
way.
like, and it goes whatever it says.
Right. And are people like horny for it online?
Give me your nuts.
Well, and also he discovered at Spirit Halloween. You know, Spirit Halloween turns into Spirit Christmas in some locations.
I did not know that.
in our neck of the woods though. And they have a animatronic nutcracker with knives,
Wait, what?
and that's what he wanted. Yeah.
Is it meant to be? Is it meant for people who straddle the line between Christmas and Halloween?
Yes, I mean, I'm not sure who that family is that needs to
Have
do
a
horror
stabbing-
Halloween.
I have seen in kind of Pasadena where I live, people go pretty wild for with holiday decorations.
Sure.
And a lot of people have the 12-foot Home Depot skeleton.
Around here too, they'll put the Santa hat on.
Yeah. And I've seen some some of them holding turkeys and stuff where you just leave the Home Depot skeleton up.
Yes.
And then, so I guess having a nutcracker that's multi-purpose is pretty convenient too.
I can respect, just one shot. You put it up in September and you leave it up through January. No, so we would definitely have a lot more if it were up to our son, and but it's not up to him; it's up to me.
We're actually Okay, look, I'm just gonna put my cards on the table, listeners. I don't know when this is airing exactly. This is going to air at some time when I wasn't able to record an episode. So, but I'm just going to tell you as we record this now, it is December 10th, 9th.
And I'm saying, full disclosure, I'll put some of this on me here. We explicitly talked about the fact this is going to be a banked episode to keep it evergreen, and I'm like,
no, that's
hey,
fine.
let's have a Christmas discussion.
It's fine. I like it. I don't like being
Gladiator 2 takes.
Listen.
Go around the table.
Hey, listen, I worked with a guy who played Christmas music in his office year round.
Joe Bob.
No.
Oh.
Although, he liked Christmas too, but no. So yeah, for some folks, it is evergreen.
And and then maybe this much.
But this actually
like the
is
tree. No, I guess they're deciduous trees. Anyway, sorry, Christmas trees. They're not evergreens.
No, doesn't it seem like they should be though?
Yeah.
If there's a tree that should be an evergreen.
Thank you.
I love a deciduous reference.
Same.
Doesn't it mean like makes teeth? Tooth bearing?
I don't think so.
Look up deciduous. I feel like it has to. Oh no, there's something called a deciduous tooth. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I've got teeth on the brain.
Something that falls out, that replaces itself. Anyway, but hey, maybe this is a little holiday spirit.
Our son Owen is learning about deciduous trees this week.
What do you know? It's a deciduous moment in time.
And the gingerbread man. The
He
parable.
wanted me to chase him because he wanted to pretend he was the gingerbread man.
That sounds
and
fun.
normally I would be into this, but I was like,
how do we feel about
tired?
The version of the gingerbread man where the fox does not eat the gingerbread man at the end of the story?
Oh, I don't even know any
I'm
of
not
the
crazy
versions.
about it.
Yeah, I guess I'm aware that there is a story about a living gingerbread man, but I don't know it well enough to know.
Run as fast as you can.
Sure.
You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread
He
man.
escapes the tray and then he's chased, and then he gets to a river, and a fox says, hop on my back and I'll take you across the river.
Right.
And then it starts to get like deeper, and he's like, okay, hop on my head. Okay, hop on my nose.
Oh my God.
And then he goes flip, and he eats him.
So a parable about trusting strangers.
Foxes specifically.
This is a real what's that frog and scorpion story?
Similar.
Ant and scorpion.
It's very similar.
Lessons.
Who's with the scorpion in this one?
The scorpion rides on the back of a frog.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then stings him,
but I'm a scorpion. Anyway, so yes, we are currently experiencing a dearth of festivity, a lack of festivity. I feel like and Daniel has said explicitly he wants to up the merry quotient in his life. He wants to feel Christmas.
I respect that. Yeah.
How do we keep the party going?
Sure.
Because I was so on top of feeling festive before Thanksgiving. Maybe because we hosted Thanksgiving, but I was listening to Christmas music constantly, and I was feeling very I'm so excited about this time of year. And then now it's just a big cipher. There's
It got
just nothing.
hijacked by fucking Wicked.
Maybe that's why.
We were listening to Christmas music, and now it's
All Wicked
defying
all the
gravity
time.
all day. God.
It's more of a Halloween thing because of the witch storyline.
Maybe that is what happened. Is that the whole story? Do you think if we just stop?
It's a big part of it. It's just constant.
What would you, if
fucking
you
Wicked
had your
soundtrack.
druthers, Daniel? What would we replace Wicked with?
Christmas music?
Any specific Christmas music or just general Christmas playlist?
or any specifically not that kind of Christmas music?
I would take any.
Okay.
I don't prefer the pop hits. I don't want to hear Justin Bieber singing it, right? That. Those, you'll get those playlists.
Maybe the Darlene Love 60s. You don't like.
shit.
Oh, you don't like that.
But I'll take
I do
that.
like-
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want the old stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I want the classics.
How about Wham?
To me, that's a classic.
It is.
Last Christmas, you give
So
me my heart.
pre 90s, pre 2000s, anything? Yeah.
There's some good ones here and there, but like I don't care for like that.
Would you listen to
What would you call Justin Bieber type music? What is that? Is this not
pop?
To modern pop music, yeah.
pop? Is it pop though? I don't feel like
What
he's
else is
pop.
it?
I think so. Pretty firmly.
Teeny bopper? I don't know what.
Okay.
Boy band? What is it called?
Canada core.
See, because I like some pop music.
Mm-hmm.
You like that Mariah Carey song, right?
Let's just put it this way: in the early 2000s, when Total Request Live took over MTV, and a whole generation's brains got corrupted by like boy band music, I was not on board.
Okay.
And that thread that continues today, I'm still not on board with it.
Yeah.
So
Would
I
you-
don't want any of that shit.
Would you listen to an album called "Wow Ho Ho Ho" Christmas hits from the '90s? Would that excite
Oh well,
you?
I might from the 90s. I might.
Yeah, maybe maybe Marcy Playground recorded
Yes.
Jingle Bells. Maybe Everclear recorded Chestnuts Roasting
I
on
love-
an
I
Open
want
Fire.
sex and jingle bells.
Listen, I love. I've been trying to
I want
get.
sex and candy canes. Maybe
Yes, that's
a
so
punch
much
up your
better.
parody.
No, it's so much better.
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying to get Tony to do a Christmas album.
Have
with
you
some of
told
our
him your
favorite-
idea?
I did. He thinks I'm joking.
No, I don't.
Daniel is
I
like,
get it.
idea.
I get it.
I want it so bad. I want originals from the Sloppy Boys. I want originals from Don't Stop or We'll Die. I want a Christmas. I like Christmas songs from good bands.
Yeah.
And if they're
But
modern
don't you
good
want
bands,
Weird Al
great.
to be involved?
I just don't like certain bands, and that's what ends up on these lists.
You want them to be originals, not covers of White Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
where does Weird Al fit in? Because I feel like you name checked him the other day.
no, I name checked Jonah Ray.
Oh yes, the guy, the weird Al guy is what he said. I said
There's a
okay.
couple Weird Al. There's
Yeah.
Christmas at Ground Zero.
And Night Santa Went Crazy.
The Night Santa Went Crazy. Yeah, there's a couple good Weird Al Christmas bangers.
Did you find deciduous?
Yes.
Hard to say deciduous.
The dropping of a part that is no longer needed or useful.
It sounds like it could be a powerful metaphor for
Oh.
letting go of things in the new year.
All right, and then look up deciduous tooth. That might be what what baby teeth are called. 'Cause they're no longer-
Yes. Deciduous teeth, also known
There
as
we
baby teeth, milk teeth, or primary
Wait,
teeth.
are pine trees deciduous? No.
they're conifers.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tree Talk.
I don't know anything.
So I think pine trees do lose their needles in spring, right? Am I wrong about that?
Maybe.
I could be very wrong.
I
about
went
that.
to Sequoia with my school in 7th grade, and we learned this, but I blocked it out.
I got an announcement to make.
Okay.
I'm a fucking idiot, okay?
Sure.
And I pretend I'm smart on this show,
Tell us.
but
Give us
I'm really not that
Let's all
smart.
speculate about trees.
I use words. I don't know what they mean.
top 3 tree facts from Daniel. Here we go.
They are not. They grow up out of the ground and not down into the ground.
Ooh, interesting.
They use water
Fascinating.
and they use sunlight.
Wow.
Good.
Impressive.
Good, great.
All checks out. No lies detected.
Facts. All right, Jordan. Top 3 tree facts.
Oh boy. Well, of course they grow out of the ground.
Yes.
They use light and water. I don't know if I have anything else. I don't know. I guess I knew the term deciduous, and I used it earlier. Felt great about it, by the way. And I guess I know that evergreen is the opposite of deciduous.
Right.
I ain't got shit though. I don't know anything about trees.
I mean, I think you can see how old they are by their annual rings.
Oh right, the rings. That's something.
If they're sick, you can call a tree doctor. I saw a Sesame Street.
Moss
thing
grows
about
on a particular side of them, and that's what you can use to find your way home should you be lost. I don't know what side though.
Really?
So
I
it's
didn't
not
know
helpful. I think so.
Wait,
I might be wrong.
that is a
though, 'cause I don't know
stunning-
shit about trees.
That's a big tree fact.
yeah.
You didn't have big tree fact energy.
No, you're right, but I don't have like the specific useful part of it. I just have like I vaguely know.
That's how I feel about everything.
Uh-huh.
Everything I purport to talk about, I vaguely know.
I feel like as soon as it's available, we need to have this podcast created by AI
To see what we sound like.
and just have it be everything be correct. I feel like AI would get it correct. They could easily.
No, it'd be like intellectual uncanny valley.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. But I think there's a certain kind of podcast listener who you hear from a lot that like really likes to point out when you get something kind of wrong, and like without the kind of grace to realize, hey, we're all just having a conversation. This hasn't been fact checked or anything.
There's going to be like an arbologist,
right?
If you're a listener and you've been listening to me all these years and you haven't thought that's bullshit when I was talking, congratulations, you're as smart as me. You're not smarter than me. You're as smart as me.
Do you ever have the experience where you're with someone and you're like, this person is definitely smarter than I am? And it's like not actually a good feeling.
Oh, I have that every day of my life.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I'm going to fuck up, or they're going to ask me if I've read something that, or they're going to assume I've read something that I haven't, or yeah,
because I think of like if I were a tennis player, this is and I played tennis briefly. Well, no, for a long time, but just as a kid, I played tennis, and I know that sports people are always like, you should play with someone better than you. That's how you improve your game.
No fun at all.
But also, you should be surrounded by people smarter than you. But when I am like,
but not too much smarter.
No, it's uncomfortable.
Just smarter, but not too smarter. Yeah. I don't feel that way about smarts. But I do feel that way about culture. I will get intimidated. There are people where it's like, oh, these people are like way more cultured than I am. Like it's kind of a class thing.
Yeah, there's a kind of a twin feeling that I have sometimes where someone assumes I know about a culture thing and they just start talking to me about it. You know, like film school movies, right? Like I didn't go to any kind of film school, and you know, I have huge gaps in my like classic movie knowledge. Where someone's like, "Well, of course, the Godard movie," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm really flattered. You would think I know about this," but then it turns into, "Fuck! Oh no! Do I tell them I don't know about this? Do I just nod and kind of like hope it goes somewhere else?"
Oh my god, you don't know Godard,
right? And no, are you going to get that? Are they get? Yeah. So I think I like the feeling that someone assumes I know about something, but then when I don't, it's like, fuck. Yeah.
There's like a world of things too where you only know about it if you're rich.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because it's just not a concern of yours. Like
polo playing.
You know, like the art world, like the world of fine art, like which you know the
also the world of finance.
Yeah, and there's certain galas and artists and movements and things that are not spoken of in our in our class. And when you're around someone who knows that stuff, it's very intimidating.
I was having a conversation with someone who I believe to be a bazillionaire. This was like this is at a little like mixer thing. I'm talking to this guy, and I'm like, okay, I think I know who this guy is, and I'm pretty sure this is a bazillionaire. And I like asked him. It was in the summer. So
was it Nick Kroll?
No,
was it the Monopoly Man?
It was Mr. Peanut, whose name isn't Mr. Peanut, by the way. Anyway,
it's
that's
Fred Peanut.
No, it's something fucking crazy.
It's like Cornelius or something.
It's like
really?
It doesn't even involve Peanut. It's like Jefferson Forsyth III. I know that's like almost Jughead's name. Anyway, whatever.
I didn't know that it was
something like that.
Name.
Yeah. So
Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe.
Oh, brother. Okay.
Peanut's not even in there. So I'm talking to this guy, and then I'm trying to like, what can I chit chat with this bazillionaire about? And then I'm like, oh, like are you doing any like summer travel? And then he mentioned several countries I didn't recognize.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know those countries.
No, I
and
know.
you go there on vacation?
Are these private countries? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Are they islands?
They know countries we don't know.
Right. They're like bored of the countries that we would love to go to.
They go, oh, you're going to Italy. How quaint.
Cute.
Yeah. I go to an island that no one's discovered yet off of the coast of Italy.
that I technically own.
Right.
Do you remember any of the names of these countries?
I don't. But they were, and I just fucking nodded. I didn't say like, I've never heard of that.
What line of work was this person in?
This is a publishing person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it? Oh, was it that show, Fleischman's in Trouble?
I was just thinking about that show.
I think there was if I remember right, there's a line in there where the female character, Mrs. Fleischman, who went missing, is talking about
Claire
how
Danes.
Yeah, she came from no money.
Oh, yeah.
But she was in the world of people who had come from money, and it was like a language. It always felt like she had an accent that they could immediately tell, and it was otherizing to her. And that's that feeling of like you don't know the references, you don't know that country, you don't know like that's where. But it's not an intelligence thing at all. It's purely
experience.
it's just like I haven't been raised in this culture, and even if I struck it rich tomorrow and had $200 million in the bank, I would never be able to assimilate.
I would go to
never
some
be able
fucking
to-
basic bitch place like Italy.
right? Like, but they would always know. I would never. Anyway, I gotta go. Bye.
We're back. We took a little break. Daniel had to leave. Finally.
I went to now it can get real.
Now,
Isn't Daniel great? What are our top 3 favorite things about Daniel?
Well, okay. So I have a new segment that I've been trying out.
I love segments.
And it's called This or That.
Okay.
It's very self-explanatory. It's kind of dumb.
Okay.
But people seem to be liking it, and I'm liking it. So
Sure.
we're going to do it, and then you got to tell me how you feel about it. Like,
Okay,
as a
yeah,
segment.
sure.
And
I know.
If it needs to, if we need to tweak it.
I have opinions about these things.
I believe
be
we
honest
have
with you.
a little something.
Do you like this or that? Do you like this or that? Do you like this or that?
So
Beautiful,
far,
right?
if we're critiquing this,
Yeah.
loving it so far. Great theme music, different vibe than some of your other theme
I
music. So
know.
it's distinct.
I think we need to punch up those snaps.
Yeah, I haven't had time to do
Yeah,
that yet.
that was Adam Bohannon, the voice contestant.
Really?
Yeah, we put him on the
well, that's
spot.
Great. A little
Yeah.
star power too. That's
right.
nice.
Okay. All right. Let me find it. Okay, Jordan.
Okay.
Super salad.
So I just tell you which one I like.
It's this or that.
I don't. The soup's more fun, but I'll usually order the salad. I like a place that gives you the option of having a salad as your side, right? Like to sub out fries for the salad. Because it is nice to eat a meal and feel like you got some vitamins from it or some, roughage that you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like having the option. So yeah, I like a good soup, but like honestly, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably getting the salad. I'm not pretending like I'm some health nut. I'm certainly not. But
You're going salad.
I like to get one.
What kind of dressing?
Blue cheese is my favorite. I love blue cheese on anything. Give it to me. But if it is a situation where I'm like, hey, I'm making this choice to make a healthy choice,
Right.
I'll do the vinaigrette.
Have you been to Clearman's Northwoods Inn?
Yes, this is the restaurant that is in Southern California, but is made to look like a winter cabin.
Yes.
There's one in Orange County and one in Alhambra.
There's
It's
San Gabriel and La
yes,
Mirada.
yeah.
Yes, uh-huh.
We just went, had quite an experience. There is a painting of a topless woman in the ladies' room where her nipples are very high up.
Really?
Like, I don't mean her breasts are high up.
Uh-huh.
Her breasts are in normal position,
Right.
but the nipples
Are high
themselves
on
are
the
really
breast.
high. It just made
Okay.
me go like, oh my God, are my nipples so much lower than I thought? And then David Huntsberger was like, you've seen humans before. It's like, honestly, I haven't seen a lot of ladies' nipples.
And it's one of those things where you probably aren't noticing nipple height.
Unless, right. I mean, I never,
Now you notice it.
I mean, I feel like my nipples are on the lower side, but like, just, because I'm not a spring chicken. I've had some kids. But I just think these ones are starting really high up, like unnaturally high. Like she needs to get her nipples lowered.
How did we get
Or
here from salad? I just want to make sure I'm following the thread. I'll go. Listen, I've guessed it on some podcasts. I know that you kind of
Yeah.
just kind of go with it. But
Honestly, I think her breasts are on upside down. Okay, the way we got here is we go to this restaurant like once a year.
okay,
The food is never good.
It's like it's more of an experience. Like it's
expensive.
heavily
Yes,
themed.
That's how I started
yeah.
when I talked about it last time. Was I am someone. Everyone's always like, I don't care about ambiance. Just give me the food. Like I'll go to a greasy spoon, hole in the wall if it's delicious. And I'm the opposite. I am all about ambiance. I will
Yeah.
suffer through bad food, but this place I feel like is pushing is making me find the
Right.
limit of this. Because
Yeah, I think we all. Yeah, everybody's got the needle and it can move. In
we were
one direction,
so
sure.
disappointed again, but they serve salad and cheese bread on the side. If you
I like that.
upgrade your meal to
Right.
include that. And the salad, I can't stop thinking about it, Jordan.
It was great.
So good because it has a blue cheese dressing.
I feel like it's like isn't that kind of like one of their things? Is
Yes.
like the salad is like kind
Yes.
of a
Really, I want
And-
to get this. I don't live too far away from
You
the
should go.
SGV one.
So here's the tip because listeners are like, you're doing it all wrong. They had the menu.
These are Clearman's fans. who are
Clearman's
in your
fans, yeah.
DMs.
And my fans.
Okay.
We have there's the Venn diagram.
Okay.
It says perfect circle. I hate when people say that, by the way. So the menu has like sandwiches and what they call plates. So like a pastrami plate or
Yeah.
this plate or whatever. And then below that they have entrees, like they have steaks and they have seafood, which start at like $45 an entree, you know? So since we mostly wanted the sides, we each ordered a sandwich.
Okay.
And people are like, you're doing it wrong. Do not mess with the sandwiches.
Huh.
Don't mess with the middle portion
Right.
of the menu. Go for the entrees. Those are really good.
Okay.
So apparently the entrees, which are very expensive, are all very good. I don't know if that's true because I think I have ordered those before and they're not that good
Right.
either. But you also can just get the salad and the cheese bread
What
and a
else is
baked
in
potato.
what else is in the salad?
So they have like two salads. They have just red cabbage that has a dressing on it, and then they have lettuce that has this delicious blue cheese dressing on it, and then
Okay.
you like mix them together.
Really?
It's really good.
Huh.
I know it
want
sounds
this.
plain. It's
no,
really
no,
good.
No. I
If
you
you're
know,
a
a
blue
simple
cheese
salad
fan,
can
yeah.
really be great.
I wish that I could order it delivered to the house.
Have you
I've
ever-
got a hankering.
Have you ever eaten at either of you? Have you ever eaten at an urbane cafe?
No.
It
I've
is.
seen it. I've never been. there.
Yeah, it's like a strip mall place, and it's a place where you get a sandwich or a $15 lunch salad. It's a place that like your office would pick up.
Yeah.
It's really become a favorite of mine when I need kind of just a functional lunch. And if you get one of their sandwiches, which come on these great flatbread, you get this simple little side salad that is greens with some little orange slices in it and a
Ooh.
vinaigrette, and it's the best fucking simple side salad. And yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get the sandwich, I'm gonna be a little more indulgent for lunch, but I get some greens on the side, and it's really simple and nice.
That sounds delicious.
So this sounds great. This sounds like it's in that category.
Yeah.
Gotta go to Clearman's.
Ketchup or mustard?
I like both, but I guess in both of these I'm going with like, what do I use more?
yeah.
Not necessarily what do I like more. So I use ketchup on more stuff, but mustard is
You can
real
really
good.
answer it however you want, you know?
Yeah, we all have our own personal litmus tests.
Reading on Kindle
Uh,
or on a book.
book. Yeah, I've it'd be funny if it was
reading on a
like
book.
reading on Kindle or going down a water slide.
Yeah, I
just
know.
to-
Oh, maybe I should
Maybe that's a
do-
different game.
Maybe I know this is so straightforward. Maybe I should make it crazy like that. Yeah, Kindle or book.
Book. Yeah, I'm pretty firmly in that camp. Although I did read some digital comics on a Kindle recently, because I had to like read them to talk about them on a podcast. These weren't comics you could like get in a store. It sounds like they were filthy. They're not. They're just out of print. It's not like porno comics or anything. Although I'm not judging if you want to read porno comics. Reading's great. But I read comics on the Kindle, and I'm like, I didn't like having to do it. I'm like, all right, fuck, I like borrowed a Kindle. I'm like, fucking great to
Yeah.
read on a Kindle. So fun. The interface is awesome. They have nailed digital comics reading in a very fun way. So I don't know. If you like comics, maybe check out a Kindle.
I've always been firmly book.
Yeah.
However, lately, when I say reading on a Kindle, I don't necessarily just mean Kindle. I mean like it could be the Kindle app.
Yeah,
on your
sure.
phone.
A Nook or there's
Yes.
other e-readers and iPad. Sure.
Lately, I find it's so hard for me to put my phone down and pick up any of the books that I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I should just get the book on my phone because it'll just I will be able to read
there's
it
a
because
logic
this
there.
thing is like attached to my hand.
Sure.
Audiobook or podcast?
I like both. Again, just going for the frequency. I listen to more podcasts, but I do love an audiobook, especially on a long drive.
Window or aisle?
Oh, aisle. I go to the bathroom so much.
Finally.
Yeah.
We've been on a tear of people who are saying window.
Yeah, I
Sure, not
pee
sure
so
what-
I pee so
Same.
constantly.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
And I get a little claustrophobic, I think, too.
It's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of, it feels like you can kind of lean a little bit. I mean, you're not supposed to lean in the aisle, but
Right.
Yeah.
if you need
Although with window, because I'm always aisle too,
to.
but occasionally if it's like an aisle that's just Daniel and me, so then I'll be in. Might take the window. It's like, oh, you can lean against the wall of the plane, and that does it's a little more cozy. Being dumped or having to dump someone.
Oh boy, I mean, I think having to dump someone, but it's not fun.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But
Here's the thing, because a lot of people have been saying they'd rather be dumped, and I think they're lying.
yeah,
Having to dump someone is the times that I've had to do it. It is a atrocious feeling.
yeah,
But then you do it and you're done. I mean,
Yeah.
and you still feel guilty and you don't
Sure.
ever feel good about it. But you move on and you're pretty okay.
yeah.
Versus being dumped is like getting over a gunshot wound.
Totally, yeah, and it takes longer. It's and and I think if you're a nice person and you are to the point in a relationship where you're like, this needs to end, there's a little bit of relief that comes with it, right?
Right.
You don't feel great and you might feel guilty later, you might miss the person, but
You're presumably fixing a situation that needed fixing.
yeah, in that cocktail of feelings there is relief, whereas you're not if you're getting dumped,
It's just
I
pain.
mean, maybe you kind of know it too,
Rejection.
but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you for having the balls, to be honest.
Thank you.
Big
Yes.
crowd or isolation?
If I'm picking big crowd, yeah, it's something I have learned about myself in recent years is that, I'm an extrovert. I get my energy from people, and I don't know, and I definitely, as we are becoming more solitary in the world, I miss the amount of social stuff that I used to do.
Yeah.
And and I miss, being in an office, and I miss, and I think, post-COVID world, we're all a little more inside, and as we get older, people are doing less shit.
Yeah.
I miss people, and I miss doing stuff.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I think of myself as an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
However, I find myself missing my college friendships and that time of life that was so based on those friendships
Sure.
and filled with people all the time. I find myself missing that a lot, and that was a really extroverted time of life.
Right.
And I didn't feel drained by those people and all the. I mean, I loved college, and I loved all the social stuff, and I loved all of it. It's possible I'm actually an extrovert.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we are all both at times, and
Yeah.
we're all more one thing than the other. But I don't know. I kind of miss having someone you kind of automatically get together with on the weekend.
Mhm.
I
Yes.
feel like at this time in life, I don't really have those. But I think there were times in my life where I'm like, oh, well, it's the weekend. There's some people I'm definitely going to see, or if I don't see them, well,
Right. What are we doing this weekend?
Yeah,
That was
totally.
like, where are we going?
Yeah,
Just
I
the audit, how automatic it was. You know what it is? I think I like being around people that I know well and I can be myself.
Yeah.
I think that's everyone.
Sure.
I think what I find draining is getting to know new people because I feel like I want to come off a certain way, or I'm thinking about, I don't know. It's just, that is the part that can be draining.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Which
might
is-
be like me. I had a therapist once told me that I was basically an introverted extrovert. Or maybe it was the other way around, but yeah.
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 Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Did I just erase this? Oh, no. Okay. Here it is. Beach vacation or snow vacation?
I'll go beach vacation. But I mean, I think maybe, given my druthers, I'm a third thing, which is city vacation.
Really?
I like seeing a new city. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't love a idle vacation. And I think beach and snow. I guess with your snow, you're probably doing skiing and
Right.
stuff like that.
Still, though, you're not in a city.
But the sitting around vacation, not my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I love a sitting around vacation. I think I used to think I was like a city vacation kind of person. You know what
Yeah.
it is? If it's winter or something, then it's fine. But a city vacation in the summer not always ideal.
Sure. Yeah. Especially if it's a place that gets insanely hot.
Yeah.
And then that can make moving around stressful.
Right. Shower or bath?
Shower.
Comedy or drama?
I mean, that's a good question. I guess I do comedy things for a living, but I think when I'm picking my entertainment, I probably lean a little more 60 drama, 40 comedy.
Okay.
70-30 maybe in favor of drama.
Cake or pie?
Boy, that's another tough one. I think I have more cake, but I think when a pie is great, it'll defeat your average cake.
Yes.
So maybe I'll say, if someone just said, okay, under these cloches, there's a slice of cake and a slice of pie. I'm not telling you what.
Oh my God, is that the name of those domes on your
Yeah,
plate?
when a chef
Sure.
raises a thing, a
Cloche.
dome, it's a cloche, I guess.
I love that.
I think I'll probably say pie.
And then what kind of pie are you hoping is under there?
Like a berry pie,
Okay.
like a blueberry.
Like a summer berry grunt?
Ugh, I would love a berry grunt right about now. Peach pie is also great.
Oh, yeah.
It's not berry, it's a stone fruit.
I already know which way you're going with this. Dog or cat?
Yeah, cat. I don't listen, I don't think we need to fight as peoples. I don't think we I don't think we need to tear down one pet to say we love the other one.
You can love both.
But I'm a cat weirdo.
Now, these are a couple that I've added, Tony. Get ready to have your socks
Oh,
knocked
shit.
off.
I'm going to hang on to them.
Hang on to your shoes and glasses? Hats and glasses. It's like Thunder
Here's the
Mountain.
wildest ride in the wilderness.
Sweet or salty?
Process question real quick.
Yeah.
Ideally, are we supposed to be doing this faster? Am I mulling over these too hard?
I don't know. That's the thing is, it's like I said, we're workshopping it. The
Right.
other people have zipped through it.
Okay.
But you're more of a,
That's a
podcaster.
That's a thing.
I wanna
It's a,
talk it
that's
out.
one of the this
Oh,
or
yeah,
that's.
yeah.
There you go.
Answering quickly
Zip or ponder. Zip or ponder.
I think I ponder. I
Yeah.
want to talk it out a little bit.
I think that's good. I think that might be better. I don't know. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
And then lastly,
Yes.
this one's a little vague. I mean, it's not vague. It's
Yeah.
abstract. Look before you leap or jump and the net will appear.
Oh boy. Okay. So, definitely look before you leap for me. And I wish I was a little more jump first. Like I'm not super impulsive. I'm a big planner. I'm a big worrier.
Yeah.
So I think, just who I am a look before you leap. But I would like to be a little more, maybe in the new year.
Maybe that's your resolution.
Yeah.
Are you a
At
resolution
this-
person?
I do like to make a little achievable one that's vague. So like saying I'm going to do a little more jump in the net will catch you. That's a good New Year's resolution.
What are some? Oh, and we're done. We finished.
Okay.
You excelled. What are some of the other resolutions you've made in the past?
Oh, move more, read more.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like it.
Take some time to be grateful. Very just fucking vague ass,
I am.
Instagram posts that are attributed to Marilyn Monroe.
You know when you have a song stuck in your head,
Yes.
but not in the bad way, more like a hankering.
Mm-hmm.
I have blue cheese dressed salad stuck in my mouth. that sounds terrible.
Blue cheese dressed salad.
I have I'm obsessed with eating Clearman salad.
Yeah, I gotta get it now.
Yeah, I
I'm
hope it lives.
convinced.
I hope it
I'll
lives
probably
up
get it this
to
weekend.
it. Yeah, I hope it lives up to it.
What
for
did you get for your sandwich? What did
I got a corned beef sandwich.
usually a pretty safe bet?
Yeah, so I'm not someone who normally orders corned beef.
Uh-huh.
However, I mean, I like it, but it's just not like a go-to order for me. However, that was like one of my dad's favorite things. Corned beef or I think he liked pastrami more actually,
Yeah.
but I don't really love pastrami. So since he died, I've given myself permission to order corned beef more often,
Mm-hmm.
and I do because it's sort of in honor of him. But this corned beef was on rye bread and it had cabbage and pickles,
Okay.
which they were it's the more traditional way. And I was like, this is not really traditional to me. And then just the corned beef was dry and did not have a lot of flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it was very it tasted like rye bread with pickles, thick rye bread with pickles and like kind of tasteless, disappointing meat.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds bad. Sounds like a bad sandwich.
It wasn't great.
I think that I've been to maybe the Orange County one a couple of times. I think I've gotten steaks both times.
You probably liked them because that's what they're known for.
Yeah. But maybe like in my mind, it is a little more vibes first, and you get a steakhouse. And it's
I know
Yeah.
I've been a couple times and I can't for the life of me remember what I had.
Yeah.
And one was less than a year ago, I think.
And
Yeah.
Daniel ordered a French dip, and that was also disappointing.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's one where it's like that should just be good.
Yeah,
right.
but-
It's fucking meat and grease and
We got coconut shrimp as an appetizer because Elliot loves those, and those
Ooh,
were
me
good.
too.
Yeah,
That's something a good steakhouse can kind of nail is those
Yeah.
coconut shrimp. I love those.
those were good. Well,
real quick,
good.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that I get this out there again. Just a quick reminder that my dad calls French dip sandwiches beef donkeys.
Beef donkey.
I love that. Now, did he
Yeah.
invent that?
I think so because I don't remember if I said this part when I've talked about this before. I was like way too old in life before I realized.
Oh, you were still calling it?
Nobody else calls them that.
That's a fucking food truck. You could have
Beef
the beef
donkeys.
donkeys truck. You could fucking
Yeah,
roll up to a
that's a good
music
call.
festival.
Yeah.
Beef donkeys. I love that.
Wow.
How do we feel about this or that?
I like it. I think it's good. I think it's refillable.
Yeah.
I think you can infinitely refill.
Mm-hmm.
Works with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this or that.
Any notes?
I mean, I think you can get a little weirder with it.
It's very not weird.
Sure. No, I mean, and I get it. You're starting out the segment, so you're like, what's the everyday kind
Right.
of vanilla version
I think
of it?
maybe that's my issue. I don't really have an issue with it. I like it, but I
Sure.
feel like I should be doing something more unique than just asking like very straightforward questions,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
But I mean, I think you want the person to have an opinion about it, right? And I think these are things that everybody has an opinion on.
yeah.
So it's good in that way. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can start a little, more kind of general. Here's, Wendell or Isle super salad, and then by the end, something hyper specific like
Right. Murder, suicide.
or suicide by cop.
Yeah.
Oh, don't make me choose.
Exactly. I've also been tempted, like I imagine a scenario where someone says, kind of like you did, like neither, city vacation.
Right.
And I was thinking I could tell the person they could do that if they want, but then I don't want someone to feel like the goal is to come up with a clever third option
Sure.
each time,
Yeah, you want to get and something
Yeah.
like this. It's a light lift,
Right.
for a guest.
I feel like that's a gift.
It is totally
Sometimes.
yeah. I mean, I think maybe we all have experienced something where you're like on a podcast, or you're doing something, or you're a guest on something, and like the thing they asked you to do is like a little too much, and you're like, okay, I'm here. I like,
Are you talking about just Mirror Everyone?
No, I think just Mirror Everyone is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's certainly nothing that happens on this show. It's a nice show to guest on. I
Thank
would recommend
you.
it to anyone.
Thank you.
But yeah, I can think of some times when it's like they want you to prepare something where I'm like, this is homework.
Yes.
Maybe you're not paying me for this.
Yeah.
I want the plug, but yeah. So
Don't forget to ask me after the mics are off. Wait, I mean, don't forget to remind, because there's a show where sometimes I feel I've already said too much.
yes,
We have to talk off
yes,
mic.
this is something we can get into.
Yes,
Yeah.
off mic. Okay, great. Wonderful. Yes, it's funny because my show, the interview one, is like sort of, it can be the opposite of a light lift in that I'm like, what broke your heart as a child? And how has that influenced your career? And tell me about something that will make you cry. Not really.
Right, sure.
But I mean, it's like
You want to go there, you
yeah, I'm
yeah.
open to going there
Sure.
if they are. Not really focused on making people cry, but I just mean like it can be like a pretty deep personal conversation. And yet I find when going on podcasts as a guest, I would so much rather go on a podcast that's filled with just like this or that,
Sure.
or like we're going to try snacks. We're going to talk about movies or something light than like I am going to pretend to be a therapist and like really get in there.
Right. I think there's like a good version of that and a bad version of that. I think that like
It has to do with the host.
totally, and like have they done a little bit of research? It's like, are you do you have, is there something about me that you
Yes.
genuinely want to know about, or is it just like, oh, I ask every single guest I have, what's the most miserable you've ever been?
Yeah.
Who fucked you up in your childhood? And it's like sometimes it feels like those, I'm air quotes, tough questions
Are
just
exploitative.
Yeah, or they're just like something you ask everybody. But if it's like someone's curious about, a particular thing that you do, and anyway, yeah.
You know who is a good who I found to be a good interviewer who goes really deep with you in a way where you're suddenly like, I'm spilling my guts to you.
Yeah.
Janet Varney.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I've done the JV Club, Janet Varney's great podcast, and she is great at that. And and it doesn't seem like, oh, I just want someone to cry because that's, maybe it'll go viral or something.
Yeah.
But like,
no, she just like hones in on like, let's peel back the layers.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do Just Mirror Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. Do you happen to have one, Jordan?
I do, yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Just Mirror Everyone. And this is maybe a little regional, but I think I've seen this across regions, but it's kind of an LA specific thing. I get really annoyed when someone goes to see a movie or watches a movie at home, but calls it a screening. Like, oh, I just went to a screening of Wicked. You mean you saw it at an AMC where you bought a ticket?
Right.
And I saw, and this is just a fucking rando on Facebook that annoyed me. It just said like, we did a screening of Back to the Future at the house. You mean you watched Back to the Future at home? You watched it.
Who screened it? Your wife?
Yeah, and I guess like technically it's true, but like
no,
it's
screening
this,
has a specific meaning,
right? And it's this thing about like you want, because if you did go to an advanced screening or an award screening where someone gave a talk and you're like, oh, I heard something interesting at this screening. The director
screening
said,
is an industry event.
I think so, yes, and I think it's something outside normal movie going.
Yes,
and I think there's just people who refer to everything they see as a screening. It's like, I guess it was screened. It was put on a screen.
Well, so are tweets.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, just say, I saw the movie. I saw Wicked. I watched Back to the Future on my TV.
Yes.
It's not a screening. And you can have anniversary screenings, I guess. There can be an anniversary screening of Back to the Future, Star Wars.
Well, you can have
whatever.
a screening at your house if the stars of the movie are showing up and doing a Q&A
or
after.
if it's an early, like, hey, I just directed a movie and I'm showing it to some friends. I think that's a screening.
Right. I've never been bothered by this, but I will now.
Oh, yeah.
I can't recall anyone like really using it in that context that I've encountered, but I would. Hate it.
That's annoying.
It's a kind of like, I think the LA version is like someone who really wants to remind you that they're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. You know what I don't love is so-and-so will be in conversation with. And I'm sure as an author who has a book out right now, Jordan, you've probably been in conversation with people a lot.
I've been lucky enough to be in conversation with some lovely people.
They're always lovely.
Of course.
But why are we referring to it this way?
It's,
He will be, she will, they will be in conversation with. Like, is that expressing something different than will be
interviewed by
or talking to,
speaking with, in
hosting by,
right? It is just like it is elevating it, needlessly.
Yes,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones. Like I'm sure there's others that just chap my hide like that. Tony, annoyed by anything extra fancy?
I'm not gonna. This isn't extra fancy, but it popped into my head as you're saying this. An expression that I hate that sort of would fit into this. When people like try to go like network or something like that, they're like, oh, you go down there and press some flesh.
That's pretty gross.
Press the flesh.
I hate that one. Yeah.
It sounds like fucking.
It really does.
We're gonna go to a screening of Wicked and fuck.
Press the flesh.
Press the flesh.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't like it.
What if you were in percussion with Motion City Soundtrack?
And I think I would leave immediately because it does. It just sounds pretentious.
Yes,
but I think it's trying to do the opposite.
You think?
I feel
As
to
opposed
me,
to being interviewed by?
Yeah, like I feel like they're trying to be like it's
just
going to be a little more loose.
conversation.
And it's going to be.
Oh, maybe.
That's what I think, but it doesn't sound like
Right,
that.
as opposed to a Q&A, which sounds more structured or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Q&As are usually the worst.
For
so
whom?
I think Q&A implies that the audience will get to do a little
Yeah.
Q, and that's, I mean, definitely a very, a very LA focused gripe when you go to one of those things.
Yeah, there's usually like I've literally been to ones where people raise their hand and they're like, "Can I be in your next movie?"
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That shit's so awful.
Yeah,
it's fucking sucks so bad. And yeah, there's like, this is more of a statement, and I have 3 questions. It's a 2-part question. This is a 5-part question. and then it's just like them kind of rambling about, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tony, do you have a Just Mirror Everyone?
Sure. I have a little. It's kind of an addition to one that I did recently. Do you remember my?
A part 2.
Yes, my discussing how any like certain 4-syllable phrases will then I will then sing to the tune of Pretty Woman.
Yes.
Like Jordan would fit. Jordan Morris.
Often walking down the street.
Yes. So I have another version of that I have a problem with. Is anything if black and then 2 syllables after that.
Whole sun.
I will. Oh, I actually hadn't thought of that way. But it will, like my example, we recently went to a restaurant. They had Christmas decorations up, and one of their decorations was a black Santa. And in my head, immediately, anytime, whoa, black Santa, bam, bam, whoa. And it's that anytime black and then 2 syllables, that will happen in my head every single time.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Got a haircut recently. Thank you for noticing. And
great.
I walked out going, when a man gets a haircut. And now it's like, when a man feeds his kitty.
I love all of these. Okay. Carolyn says, just me or everyone, does everyone catch themselves repeatedly sitting/resting their body in an odd way that doesn't make any sense and is also not comfortable? Example, I work an office job from home and often am not wearing shoes. Sorry, Tony. I've started catching myself sitting with one leg tucked to the side of my office chair, toes curled, and the tops of the toes pressed on the floor. I'm trying to understand this. Only my left foot. I caught myself doing this 3 separate times and had to make a conscious choice not to rest my foot that way. This is not the first time I've noticed myself doing this either. And then she goes on to, she has a cushioned footrest. She does it when she's in deep concentration. I think I do things like this where I'm like, why? Like, this is very uncomfortable. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, I've definitely caught myself doing that a lot.
I have kind of a small couch. And
Is it a
definitely
love
like
seat?
if I'm doing it, no, it's like a little bigger than a love seat. It's maybe like a love seat and a half.
Okay.
And if I'm doing like an extended period on the couch, I will often end that period. I'm like, how the fuck am I sitting? Why are my knees against my head?
Yeah. Did we do this one? Bian, I pick clothes to wear out of the clean clothes basket so I don't have to fold them and put them away.
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember anything these
normal.
days. So
I think that's normal too. Listen, everyone has a laundry mountain at their house, right? Not just us. Tony, what's your laundry situation? You guys put it away right away, right?
It's either that or we will do it and then not feel like folding it, and then it just like sits in the dryer for a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have my solution to laundry in my life, and I think some may call me a psycho for this or wasteful, and I'm here to hear that criticism.
Oh, I'm excited for what's about to come.
Small loads,
I
Tiny
try to do the same.
little loads.
Yes.
We little loads.
Loadlets.
Loadlets, a mini load.
Yes.
I feel like I'm like, okay, I can wash this handful of things.
Yes.
It won't take forever to dry. I can fold it and put it away really quick. And I think since I have adopted tiny little loads, I have been, my laundry's been more manageable in my life personally.
How frequently are you doing a tiny little load?
Maybe 2 tiny little loads a week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love a tiny little load.
Mm-hmm.
When I lived by myself, that was the situation I found myself in, and it's very manageable.
Yes.
It it's all the kid stuff. And
Oh,
also,
sure.
like,
I know. Yeah, as a non-kid person, I'm
Yeah.
sure that strategy probably has to change. But yeah,
do you wash everything? Do you wear it once and then wash it? Everything?
pretty. Jeans I'll wear for a couple of
Yeah.
days, but yeah, like basically other than jeans, it's one wear.
Mhm.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
For me, it's I'll get. I mean, underwear and socks, obviously. But other stuff I get more use out of before I wash it. But with kids, it's like everything immediately gets washed. I don't know that that's even that necessary though. If you think about it, like they don't even have sweat glands yet. I mean, they might, but they're like they're
Yeah.
not really
They're
filthy.
more resilient.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. Maybe kids are a little more prone to just.
I think they're just in more dirt and paint
Yeah,
and dust
sure.
and all that. It just seems easier. But I feel like there's like maybe I'll put a shirt on Owen and then he won't want to wear that. And then I'll put a different shirt on. And then the shirt that I put on him for 1 second just gets piled into the laundry just because it's like it was on the floor.
Yeah.
This is really a me problem. Okay. Let's see. Do you happen to have a product pick?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Amazing. Hang on.
Okay, I'm gonna hang on to my product pick.
Product picks.
Let's hear it.
Okay. On the last episode of the show
That you
I
were
was
on.
doing,
Yeah.
we talked about how much we miss the physical media commentary. I got a great piece of physical media recently that has some old commentaries on it from the previous releases. The 4K Blu-ray of Point Break is fucking great. One of my, I love Point Break, 90s classic, childhood classic. Splurged for the 4K Blu-ray, and yeah, it's a beautiful looking movie. Holds up great. Still one of my faves. And yeah, you got a lot of that. There's no new like commentaries, but there's like every time they put it out on whatever, they have all the old ones. And yeah, it was a really fun little present to myself. And
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a really long time.
I've actually never seen it.
What?
Yeah.
you got to
You
do
should
it's
see
really
it. It's
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
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 I saw a list someone made recently of holiday movies that are their favorite. And like The Holiday was on it, Family Stone.
Yes.
I forget what the other ones are, but I've never seen The Holiday or Family Stone.
Maybe I have not either.
Wait, now I'm confusing.
I've seen The Holiday.
Is that with Cameron Diaz or Kate Winslet or both?
Oh, that's where they switch houses.
Is it that?
No, this has. I forget who. Wait, is Kate Winslet in it?
There is
It has
something
Jack
where they
Black
switch.
in it, weirdly.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I've
And
seen
let me see,
that.
I can't remember.
I think that's called like Four Somethings.
Yes. For whatevers.
I gotta look that up.
The Holiday. Yeah, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Jack Black.
I watched my first Hallmark Christmas movie all the way through recently.
And was this for your show?
It was for free with ads. Yeah. It was. What was it called?
There's a lot of those happening at our house right now.
Oh, really?
yeah.
What are the tops? Or are they all the same?
They're basically all the same,
Yeah.
and they're really more kind of just like nothing else is on. Throw this on in the background.
Yeah, it's
and
like a
kind of check
fireplace.
in here and there.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's a Yule log. It's a Yule log with a little plot.
yeah.
What did you think?
We watched Hijacked for the Holidays with Joey Lawrence.
Oh.
Great, person to be in one of those. Yeah, I like not great, and the like it being cheap as fuck really was apparent. But yeah, it like had plenty of fun bits in it, and yeah, it's like I can understand why these are like fun comfort watches for people, and yeah, and they have some like good bad qualities to them, but also fucking like Mary Lou Henner's in it being a pro, and there's some like legitimate fun stuff on display, and then some like good bad stuff. So yeah, I liked it. I don't know if I'll like watch a ton of them, but like it was a fun experience.
I don't know if I've ever seen one all the way through.
Yeah, you're fine. but it is kind of there is something
something
weirdly
cozy.
there is something. Yeah. You don't have to think at all.
I don't even
It's
know
just-
if we have the Hallmark Channel.
There are a lot of them just like hanging out on random
Oh, yeah,
websites.
that's right. Yeah, they are
like
on
Tubi or
Yes.
Pluto.
Yeah,
Okay, then we
yeah,
do.
yeah.
We
So
will.
I think that's where you
think
could.
there might even be a bunch of them on Netflix now, maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm not sure.
And I
Yeah.
guess Netflix, from what I understand, has kind of tried to knock them off a little bit. So Netflix has its own brand of like cheesy, cheap
that-
Christmas
Oh yeah,
movies.
there's
Hot
some
Frosty?
new one called. Yes, that's exactly what I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say.
that's
So
like
that's
a
Netflix? Okay.
sure. Hot Frosty is a sexy snowman who
Yep,
comes to life.
I
Okay.
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, haven't watched it yet.
That might be worth watching. I don't know. Listen, this was delightful.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough. Thank you for coming on. I'd like to remind everyone you didn't hear many or any ads. I'm directly listener supported. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
And also AllisonRosen.substack.
Substack.
Also, check out my merch. Go to AllisonRosen.com. Find all my stuff. Support the show. You know, if you want. Jordan, where might we find you?
Sure. As you mentioned earlier, I wrote a YA horror comedy graphic novel called Youth Group, art by the great Bowen McGurty, that you can find wherever you get your books. Youth Group is the name. I also do podcasts, Jordan Jesse Go, an aimless chat show with Jesse Thorne, and Free with Ads, the movie podcast with Emily Fleming and Matt Lieb. And if you want to hear us talk about not Hijacked for the Holidays, Hitched for the Holidays, Hijacked for the Holidays. That's a movie.
When you said it, I was like, that's so dark.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on a plane going home for Christmas.
Only there's one problem.
Yeah. What they didn't count on was Air Marshal Santa. Hitched for the Holidays. Yeah. We watched a lot of weird movies that we find on Free with Ads websites, and we have a lot of fun. And those podcasts are on the Maximum Fun Network.
Wonderful. Tony?
No, nothing. Nothing's
right.
going on these days.
I neglected to say when we were doing podcast past product picks that find all the stuff and like over 100 recommendations from guests at amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. So you can see all that stuff there. I'd like to thank everyone for being on the show. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know